So, can I answer my question there? Because, I was wondering, I don't know if all of y'all you got cut off. I was wondering, how she could have became the district attorney, but I see she got a little more pull than I thought. Said something about her got kicked right off. Ain't that something? Don't play around with her. But yeah, though, I found that it was captivating to me. I couldn't understand how attorneys at law could get on the stand and make such statements. So a lot of that, I don't know if you're interested in that. To me, that I'm not really interested in it either in terms of the big picture of it, but just that slice of it. This is Black excellence. It's a little bit of that might be problematic. Put their hand on the Bible and tell lies too. So while we're listening, you answered the question yes, and then you answered it no. But look, here's the thing. It prompted something right here. So now, we have today's topic, supreme wisdom. Right? So today's mathematics is knowledge born, right? Supreme mathematics. And you make knowledge born through wisdom, right? So the question right now, right? This is mostly for the new people, right? But everybody can answer, right? What does wisdom mean? What's wisdom? What is wisdom? Let's get some input. What is wisdom? Hopefully we can get it moving today a little bit fast because we got a late start, so we're not gonna be on super long. Wisdom is good judgment. Phil G. Decisions made based upon knowledge. So yeah, Phil G. Right now, the question is, what is wisdom? Because what prompted this? I've been amusing myself the last couple of days watching the hearing of the district attorney that indicted Trump in Atlanta. And I was really amazed by some of the things that were said by people who, have knowledge of the law. Simone Good said knowing when to speak and when not to. But he said to articulate or communicate thought. Pleading the fifth. Is that it? Wisdom is the way. Words and actions. That's what I was waiting on somebody, divine reality. When somebody going to talk about that action. The application and usefulness of knowledge. So see everybody here, y'all been around for a minute. But people watch the rewrite. So we got some, y'all getting to the point here. Y'all getting to the point here, right? Is that You know, wisdom is words and actions, right? It's also silence and inactions. Because, you know, a lot of y'all hit on it is that what makes it wisdom is that it's based on your knowledge. Not that you're saying something or doing something. See, because, you know, maintaining your existence, you know, having discipline, all of these things is actions. You know, these is actual thoughts that you have to manifest. That you might know you got to do A, right? And then all of a sudden B presents itself. See, like Smell Good said, you actually have to have that idea and walk away from B. So see, just like we deal with justice, right? Justice is a penalty or reward based on one's deeds and actions, right? And also thoughts and inactions. See, there's things that you were supposed to do and you didn't do it, and then you got a penalty for that inaction. Prepared not himself. And there's things that everybody else did and you avoided doing it, and then they all was penalized and you got rewarded. See, if the silence or inaction is based on knowledge, like two people could be talking, right? You know, or two people could be engaged in a conversation. And the person that's being silent could be expressing wisdom. And the person who's talking can be expressing bullshit. You know, having wisdom, you know, is the state of, you know, constantly being wise. You uh, even in terms of as you speaking, you know, knowing what to say and what not to say to the person that you're talking to. For the opposite of the reason of keeping secrets from them. For the reason that you don't want to talk over their head. You don't want to talk around them. You don't want to talk behind them. So you're dealing with a person, right? Do you know what concepts they're able to grasp and understand? See, because you can know a whole bunch of stuff, right? People is not going to consider you wise because you're not able to communicate it to them. You don't know what to say and what not to say not to get the person confused. See, that's the that's the science of having supreme wisdom. See, sometimes some things, even look, see what I'm saying about even on the internet, right? You get exposed to words. With you being exposed to those words, right? Does that make you wise, or does that make the person who put the words there wise? Not saying either or. I'm saying, does it make either party wise? See, because some things, it's really, I can't tell you that. Like I can tell you my experience of that, right? But necessarily that's going to be your reality. It's not. That's not the case. If you see, even if I manifest something, right, you got to draw it up. See, when I manifest those words, right, we say that's the water, right? You got to draw that water up into a fine mist that can make your alcohol detect. See, if every word, right, we speak a word, and that word represents an idea. So from both sides, when you're speaking, right, are you really speaking from an idea? An idea that's going to born. Not just talking about the topic, whatever the topic is, we could do that too. And then for the person who's listening, right, are you really drawing up the ideas? Or you just listening to the words, right? The person creates a world. Anybody that's speaking, right? They, they create, they speaking from a situation, whether it's their situation or a situation that they're telling you about, or whatever the case may be. So you just caught up, like, look, this what happened, when we go to church. Where, the person is speaking, the way they're speaking, it has magnetic. But if you really draw up what they say, right, can you really make sense of those ideas? So, that's something to be aware of. Like I said, we got mostly the heavy hitters in here tonight. We ain't got, a lot of the new brothers that, you know, probably need to hear that. Complete. What's the deal? Yeah, we was just dealing with. I was just saying that we got mostly the heavy hitters in here today. We had a real simple. We had a topic today. We didn't get. We didn't. We didn't have to go into the 140 and everything like that. We're just dealing with the fact that wisdom is wise words and actions, and it's also silence and inactions. Because wisdom is what's done based on knowledge, and not just what's done. You know what I'm saying? Even see, look, that's something we gotta be careful of, right? Even in terms of, look, you come in amongst the guys, right? And because we the guys, right? Earths, whatever, and we speak in this language, and we might even break down a topic or two. But we ain't really doing that. The stuff that we manifest it ain't going nowhere. But you're fooling yourself into thinking that you're manifesting wisdom. You're fooling yourself into thinking that you're teaching, right? That everybody that you talk to has the knowledge. Everybody that you talk to is people that you've known for years in the knowledge, decades. Not that you shouldn't speak to somebody like that, but I'm just saying, okay, where's it going in terms of wisdom? If y'all just good companions, y'all like to watch the game together. Or, even, when you're dealing with babies, you're dealing with women and all of that. So you've been dealing with this woman you just been talking. Talk about, what happened at the job, what y'all seen on TV, all this type of stuff. And then you expect that when you have a baby with this woman, right, then the baby is gonna, be the true and living. You see, there's a difference between letting your wisdom build and just talking. So at some point, those gases need to become solid. Indeed. And you need to be, see, this type of science, right, is about knowing how to use mathematics. See, knowing that wisdom is wise words and actions, right? That's knowing supreme mathematics. But knowing that wisdom is also silence and inactions, right? That's knowing how to use mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to any endeavor that you go into, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you gain some type of knowledge about that first? Or do you just, all right, just see, you speak in the mathematics, but you're not using it. And see, for me, that's one of the wildest things that people ever say is when they say, uh, whatever the topic is, they say, well, look, I don't know the topic, but, and then they keep talking. And if you don't know, what are we talking about? But when a person asks you a question and they keep talking, somebody asks you a question and then they argue with you about your answer. If you already knew, if you already knew all the stuff you're telling me now, what you asked me for? See, that's when things get complicated, when you put the wisdom before the knowledge. See, it's always things because it's constant change. But we all know the difference between, things that, shit happens and things that we should have foreseen. So everyone does not know the seven characteristics of a wise man. That's true. But those is just manifestations of the principle. So if you understand the principle, you should manifest those characteristics. Right about that too, complete. They may know and can't apply them. See, that's when you get to that level too. That's when you get to that level too, man. Yeah, okay, now it's time to show and prove. Like you said all this stuff. but can you live it out? You know what I'm saying? Because you could see, and this is the reality. I don't want to step on no toes, but see, some of us is just preachers. Some of us, but not me though. Just saying. You see, some of us is here when we're speaking the good word of God, but you're not the real deal. You see, all of these things that you're saying, right, from everything after Asiatic black man, you can speak it. You may be good at speaking, but it don't apply to you. Because, these things, you you can have a birthright, you still gotta live it out. See, you having the birthright, it doesn't mean that you can't be disqualified. It means that only you could disqualify yourself. You know what I mean? Look, you hear the people talk about times past, you know what I'm saying? And even look, times present, right? Where you see, people that they was doing their thing in terms of, teaching this and all of that. But they're not here now. You can go in all the other nations, right? You can look at, whatever videos from whatever other group, right? And there's people there that's like, yeah, I should be 5%. Like, yeah, nah, man, this guy should go to rally, all of that. So at the end of the day, yeah, they spoke the word of God. They may have taught who the Son of Man is, but they never became the SUN of man. For these these you should be completely listen. People got their journey that they go through in life. At the end of the day, look, if whoever they truly are, I'd rather them be that. See, because at that, I could just accept you as that, right? And water seeps its level. You see, if you're doing this and you being phony, then we probably not gonna get along. See, it's more difficult for me to accept you, right, as a phony 5% than it is as a true Christian. Some people, they like the idea of it, but they don't really internalize it. They don't really internalize it and then personify it. Right? That's one of the things that happen. Right? People, they infatuated with the language. You know what I'm saying? And the esteem of it. They like the way that sounds. Black man's God. Yeah, the names. But uh, you got fads and fashions, that is also, uh, it's an aspect of culture. You know what I'm saying? There's fads and fashions is something that comes into the way of life for a limited period of time. So, for instance, that's why a lot of times, you see, I don't really, I don't really, when people like, yeah, they came into this because they heard Wu Tang or they heard brand new music. See, because to me, that was, that's something that came and went. Like, I was here before that. I seen it happen, and then, now life is going on. As opposed to the people who, they look at that as the genesis. And so when you're doing that, then yeah, you're just trying to, you know, you just, you're trying to, do the minimum amount. You're not really trying to get to the point where you really learn how to use mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Where you really embody mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Where mathematics, when you say the mathematics, this is a description of how you move. See, when mathematics becomes a description of how you move, right? Then that's when you use it. John Bishop. Yeah, the alerts. Listen, YouTube don't send out no alerts from me. They they turn your alerts off. They kicked me off earlier. We was on, and they cut us off. Imagine that. Suhaya Hamza. Yeah, you probably missed some good stuff. Jay said, I never called no one God before I got the knowledge. It sounded good, but I did not know where it came from. So I haven't gotten a response from the people at Boy Crest. I mean, we on a job. We on a job. Yeah, I haven't seen fully, what the response is either myself. But yeah, the Boy Crest situation. We on top of that. It's not. We ain't jumping out the window yet. Phil G said it's tough for me to naturally apply mathematics without being too serious. I'm still developing that ability. What do you mean by that? Because see, especially in today, right now, the current time. See, people is not used to structure, man. See, mathematics is structured. And see, what happens is, especially when you're dealing in this society where, the penalties and rewards is kind of distorted. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when they saying, you getting dopamine from looking at the internet, but this is not productive. You know what I'm saying? Well, my channel is productive. But I'm saying, if you're just looking at Facebook and Instagram, if you're just scrolling, that's not productive. You see what I'm saying? So, people coming used to being rewarded and not, having done things right. Sometimes having done nothing but be a consumer. You know what I'm saying? They don't like structure being imposed. They don't so to other people, yeah, I guess it seems serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I'm getting ready fast. I think I'm gonna time it. I'm gonna time it though. I think am I starting? Because how I want it fast is they're gonna have the food. They're gonna have the food for a large born day celebration at the rally. So I'm gonna time it so I eat at the rally. So I gotta go Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. So I got caught up in talking about that. But saying that to say that, yeah, to other people, that's probably, what, you want to fast? It might seem like some other big deal, like, yo, you're gonna, go through, but look, it's the same thing with working out. You know what I'm saying? To some people, it's like, ah, man, but, uh, when it's your way of life, it's different. You know what I'm saying? That's something that happens, when you get the knowledge, your value system, the things that you think is dope start to change. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people thinking you serious, I mean, that's gonna happen. You're telling people that they're responsible for the shit they doing and the shit that's happening to them. That's so being in our most important relationship is to the 85. I feel like the best way to reach them is meeting them where they are. That requires us to be relatable. So it's like a little dance between. Well, I wouldn't say that's our most important, but that's what we do. We go amongst the 85s and we relate. I mean, yeah, you might need to relax something. I ain't sure what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like, are you making people like fast 3 days just to have a conversation with you? If your family say, "Look, I'm gonna visit you. I'm gonna visit you for Christmas." You tell them, "All right, but you got to fast 3 days before you come." Other than that, I mean, look, say going back to moving like mathematics is a part of who you are. Do we give people grace who have the knowledge but don't know how to apply it for and understand it? I mean, see, once a person got the knowledge, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? How much you gonna tell them? But I mean, yeah, it do depends on the person. Like, see, if the person is older than me, they had the knowledge longer than me, a lot of times I'll say nothing. Because if they ain't learned by now, you know what I'm saying? Somebody walk with a lot of something, man. Listen, some people look, a lot of people don't like when I say this, but it's the reality. See, some people's negativity is stronger than my positivity. And I can't help them. They can only pull me down. You see what I'm saying? So I gotta cut them loose. So I just have a serious demeanor and I'm trying to keep the vibe pleasant enough to draw them close enough to the same. Well, I mean, you just hit the key right there. You gotta turn the heat down. But I mean, by serious demeanor, I don't get it. I mean, you seem jovial. You tell jokes on here. you seem pretty. You seem pretty cool for the channel. So I'm just not familiar with that other Phil G. You said wisdom before knowledge. In some cases, would that be akin to taking a calculated risk, trying to be wise to something you're not sure of, and you end up making a lot of educated guessing. Well, no, that's not putting the wisdom before the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You know the risk and you know the reward. You know what I'm saying? You might not know all the details, but you use the terms calculated and educated. So if you're calculating the risk, I don't know how you're doing that uh, without mathematics of some sort. Say here the knowledge meaning like mathematics alphabet 120, but may look at structure as being financially stable, but struggle to apply it to like emotional intelligence. Lord of all worlds from highest to lowest. You know, that's how it works. That's what 360 degrees is. You know what I'm saying? It's people like that. And look, a lot of guys, you come to the rally, right? And you see them and you know them at the rally. Like the internet did that. Where there was people that I've known for decades. By the time, the internet was really getting big, you know what I'm saying? And the stuff that I saw them express online, the life that they expressed, I had no idea that that's who they was. You know what I'm saying? Positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen a guy, he motherfucking jet setting around the country doing art and shit. He'd be going to like art, like the galleries and shit. He'd be in the galleries. I didn't even know the guy drew. You know what I'm saying? you know, and there's some other shit that I seen that was ugly. I was like, oh man, I didn't know the guy was into this type of thing, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, you gotta, you know, at some, at a certain point, I'm saying you got to make a decision on who you're gonna have in your cipher in that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't, you know, if if they just doing, if they just going according to the structure because of you, then that's still religion. You know what I'm saying? If they doing it out of fear and all these types of things, that's still religion. You know what I'm saying? Where you got the Ten Commandments or whatever, or whatever principles or whatever religion, right? But then you got heaven and hell as the carrot and stick. You know what I'm saying? You know, if look, don't take this the wrong way. That the person might be Muslim. And see, they got to go live by the restrictive law, right? Our big brother Elijah laid down to get people on the right path, man, to keep people on the right path that, you know, uh, that need the carrot and stick, that can't do the right thing because it's the right thing. Please say, I've come to learn that the true and living don't always have time to sit down and talk to you because they are normally busy. Yeah, you know, they're expressing wisdom through action. You know what I'm saying? Now, do we have the wisdom to learn from that? Right? Because there's lessons in that, right? They manifest in wisdom. But are we wise enough to be able to draw that up? Or we just listen to the person that talk a good game? That's a powerful perspective. Someone's negativity is stronger than my positivity. Yeah, I'm telling you. Some people you can't help them. You could try to pull them up, right? But it's not gonna work. They're only gonna pull you down. See, like, look, you never had nobody that you knew, right? That look, you got love for them, right? That's your positivity, right? But then they got a problem, like they got an addiction to something. And no matter how much you do, right, out of love for them to try to save them, right, they just gonna keep stealing from your house. They just gonna keep borrowing money and never paying you back. They're gonna keep showing up on payday. And everything you do ain't gonna work. They're just gonna keep fucking your shit up. So I cut that person off. You understand what I'm saying? We all see that's freedom. We all free. You're free to do what you want to do, and I'm free to react how I want to react. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the deal. You see what I'm saying? We build prison house for nobody. The penalty is get the fuck away from me, and I won't come around you. You see what I'm saying? I gotta be dealing with that situation. And whatever it is I'm trying to help you, I gotta be dealing with that situation. See, if I build a prison house for you, I got to stay at the prison house and watch you now. I ain't got time. Get the fuck on. Put you out on the worst part and keep the best part reserved for myself. That's what you gotta do with these people sometimes, G. So you can't want a person to be this more than they want to be this. You see what's gonna happen is the same structure that you're talking about, you're gonna start relaxing all the principles so that they can fit into the structure. But by doing that, you're destroying the structure. See, that's the story in the Bible with Paul. The people wasn't thinking about Christianity. They doing whatever rituals they doing. He wants them to be Christian so bad that he relaxes all of the rules. He said, even somebody who was initially trying to teach you, listen, man, you know, everybody coming to the nation by themselves. Like, we won, right? But we all cells within the body. You know what I mean? You gotta have understanding on all those different levels. You gotta be able to see right here, right? But then you gotta be able to see far away like a telescope. And then you gotta be able to see close in like a microscope. See, when you look at the body look like one thing. If you look at it with a microscope, you see that it's trillions of things. You see, every one of those little trillions of things got to be complete within itself in order to be a healthy part of the whole one thing that we look at when we see each other like this. You know what I'm saying? So, your name is Suhaya Hamza. You came into the knowledge by yourself. You know what I'm saying? This person that you're talking about, they got to decide whether they came here by themselves or whether they was brought here by the trader. But it's nothing you can do, Jesus. This is one of the things, like, when you watching like Discovery Channel or something, and when you watching, like a nature show where they showing out in the wild, so when they showing the life and everything, and they filming, and the lion runs up and attacks something. And then the person be saying on the camera, like, yeah, I know it looks ugly, but this is the way out here. It's nothing we can do. We can't, we can't help it, man. This is the universe. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all out here. So you gotta remain civilized your own self. I'm not saying that you uncivilized. I'm saying we all we gotta become civilized and remain civilized because they continuing daily. So you gotta continue daily to remain civilized. So you can't. This is the best we could do, like this right here. You know what I'm saying? Where we could build. But look, every generation is like that. You know what I'm saying? I had, some dudes that, yeah, I was real. We was close, but they went their way, I went mine. So wait, Don Bishop, you said on this story here, you said a brother came up to you on the train asking for bread. You gave him a few bucks, and he said, "God bless you," and made the cross sign. I said, "Peace." Then he comes back and said, "Peace, God. My name born, and I had the knowledge since Bill Power." I mean, look, uh, you know, like I said, the toughest thing that happens to you and the knowledge, right? It's not going to be people asking you questions. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be when you got to confront life, you know, and life has beat some people down. You know what I'm saying? They didn't prepare themselves, in the proper way. And you know, just from this little bit of the story right here. You know what I'm saying? These is things. See, this is the world that he's in. See, that's what he's used to saying to the people that he asked for money. God bless you. See, when you said that, you snapped them out of it. But see, like Complete was saying earlier, it's like, okay, he knows all that, but can he live it out? You know what I'm saying? That's what becomes the key. So yeah, I noticed that a lot of people Barry said, let me update my name to my righteous name. And I noticed that a lot of people when they first came on the live stream, they just had a YouTube account, whatever and shit. And then when they came on here, they put their righteous name. See, that's what happened when you start having ciphers. See, everybody is 5% start coming out. Everybody that's interested, start coming up. Said, funny how you mentioned Animal Channel. I was doing the knowledge to how the male lions are the alphas and the females do the hunting. Let the males eat first. In the world of the hyena, the females are alpha and the male hyena must wait till she's done. You see, you can't really the thing about that, because see, I watch a lot of the nature channels. You can't uh you can't really, it's not a what for what thing. First of all, uh, the male lions, you know, they don't get to be uh, like once they take over a pride, the clock is ticking. Everybody's coming for your neck, man. You're gonna have 500 fights in the next 2 years, and then that might be it. You know what I'm saying? They out on the perimeter fighting all day. You know what I'm saying? It's look, sometimes it ain't the perimeter. Other lions is running up, trying to take over the pride, kill all your young. So the division, the way they speak on the division of labor there is a little bit, when they act as if the male lion is doing nothing all day. The territory that the females hunt on, right? is, it's established and protected by the male alliance. Queen know her. Well, I guess welcome to the channel again. Oh yeah, by the way, nobody tell Harmony Equality. Nobody tell Harmony that I'm fasting. So we don't want her, I can never fast. I just can't even think about fasting no more. I can't even think about fasting no more with a straight face, man. It's like she's ruined it for me. Boy, what's the deal? Now, hyenas, they do have their society. I would classify as savage. Because if like the male lions, right? They dominate, but they protect, everybody there. You know what I'm saying? At the cost of their own life, right? But with the hyenas, on the other hand, if the male hyenas do something that they don't like, they bite their testicles off. So that's pretty. I don't know if I like that way of life. No, I ain't know that. Fathers still, fathers still, fathers still get upset about the big piece of chicken. John Bishop said, "Don't let me come home and my wisdom made dinner, and the young guy took the big piece of chicken." I didn't know that's. I didn't know that was still a thing. That was regular back in the days. We just said, what's the science with the fast? I fast from time to time. I do a lot of shit. So I drink my water, got a little Celsius. I don't know what it is. I like Celsius water. It's something about the acid. It makes it taste crisp somehow. Said kombuchas was a solid replacement for pop. So you from the Midwest? You know, in the Midwest, they say pop. Kombucha, I don't know. Somebody said that it doesn't taste good. I never had it. Ohio, all right, Cleveland, yeah. See, I knew it. I just used the pop. That's 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 uh but yeah, nah, people told me that it doesn't taste good. And then you know I'm already a very picky eater. It's the green one. It's fermented. I mean, I see it at the stores. I never got it. Say you're not with the fermented drinks. Is there a particular reason, or you just don't like the taste? But geez, so we definitely say pop in Chicago. Yeah, I always said that. That's what you go out there. Somebody asks you if you want pop. Like what? You said if you like ginger ale, they got a ginger ale by Synergy. Hmm. Yeah, I drink ginger ale. Uh, I haven't seen that particular. Like usually, I don't. Uh, I'm not looking in that section, like where the magnetic said pop in Detroit. Yeah, yeah. Out here we just say soda. Yeah, I ain't know cola. I've heard that, but that's like old people I heard say cola. I haven't been up in that area. See, you know, it gets wild once you get over once you get once you get on the other side of the Appalachians. Y'all know how that. Last time I was in the Midwest, I was in uh, Ann Arbor. But like I said, we're not gonna be on too long. We actually already been on quite a while. But so you got any you got any questions on what we dealt with today. But like I said, today was a simple one. I haven't. I wasn't really taking. I was telling everybody that I've been captivated by the the hearing of the district attorney from Atlanta that indicted Trump, and that's what kind of sparked, you know, by her and her co-defendants or whatever, just talking too much and saying the wrong thing. It just led me to uh, come on here and just manifest that, wisdom is wise words and actions, and also silence and inactions. You know what I'm saying? If the silence is based on your knowledge, then that's wisdom. You express the wisdom. Have you ever fasted for 40 days and 40 nights? Or do you stick to the 3 to 7 day water fast once a month? I mean, 40 days and 40 nights is way out there. If you got something that, in particular, that you're doing, right? But the thing is, you know, you're not going to be able to accomplish much else. If it's just, you just testing the body. But I'm saying, if you got to be out here moving around, you can't fast for no 40 days or 40 nights. That's one of them things where, you know, uh, you know, just because some is good, it doesn't mean more is better. It's a green one. So you watched the testimony. So look, did you catch the part where they asked, I think it was a yes or no question. If they asked her a yes or no question, and somehow in the midst of her answer, she said, I like Grey Goose. Said, I recall take it apart or leave it alone as opposed to inaction, since inaction by choice is leaving it alone. But see, when I say, uh, inaction, you know, you got to weigh and judge whether that action is going to be positive or negative. It's not inaction, in terms of just being inert energy, but just saying, like, look, I knew a dude, right? I know him. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen him in a long time, right? But he was there when the Central Park Five, when the whole, those five got caught and went to the trial on them, right? But when the whole crew of people left, right, he lives on that block. And when they left, he didn't go with them. And it wasn't like it was just chance, like, yo, he went in the store and they left and shit, and he didn't see which way they went. That was never the type of person that he was. G says silence is one of the most effective forms of communication. Yeah, she was talking way too much. Look, and just all of them, just in general, it was like, look, it wasn't worth it. Like the amount of stuff that they open themselves up to. Like you got all this cash that you keep in your house and you moving all around. Do the IRS know about that? Or you have money left over from your election campaign, and you had that, and that you just cashed, and you just was throwing that around. Mm-hmm. Yo, God, that joint is hilarious, man. You know, and what intrigues me, man, is that she's the district attorney. Like these people are lawyers. And then did you see the dude's testimony? Hey, pimping, stay off the stand, man. Stay off the stand, pimping. But yeah, you start, uh, you know, people fast too long somehow it distorts reality. I don't know exactly the mechanism of it. I don't know if it somehow, starts to affect the brain, you know what I'm saying? Because, the brain is not a muscle, but, you still got a lot of nutrients and everything that go to the brain. So, if you don't get nutrients to the body, right, then your body start to atrophy. So, maybe that's what happens to your brain, but people fast too long appears to distort reality for them. I did think about that, small goods. You know what I'm saying? That they lawyers, right? So they used to being in the court, but they used to being the ones asking the questions. I guess you could say that, but still. You said there was a dude that fasted for a Lamborghini and almost died waiting for a mystery guy. So wait, who told him he was going to get a Lamborghini if he fasted? Like he just leap of faith? So he just figured that he fast for 40 days and the outcome of that would be that he would get a Lamborghini following the Christian preachers. And so you said this guy is African, right? Is he was he in Africa? So he's in Africa. I'm gonna tell you something. Uh, there's something like Christianity has. It's taken on some kind of form in Africa. I mean, when I hear about these stories, right, about Christians in Africa, a lot of times, yes, it's crazy. Like, one of the last things, one of the last things, this was some time ago, because it's not like something that I followed, but I'm just saying, like, every time I hear it was a preacher that uh, he told all the women in his church to come without underwear on because the underwear would somehow inhibit the movement of the Holy Spirit. Now I'm saying that's just, that's just that's just something. Like I'm saying that's an extra power. That listen, preachers in America wish they had that kind of power. preachers preachers in America wish they had that kind of power. Man. Listen, if Cash Flow Dollar woke up tomorrow with that type of power, it is just I can't explain you know, because I'm saying, look, we black men, so we would like to think that the brothers and sisters over there is hey, look, that they have more wisdom than that. But it's just something about the levels to which they take Christianity over there that it's like it's beyond. That is but you did have what's my man name that started the Mormons? Oh yeah, you put it right there, Don Bishop. Yeah, John Smith. Yeah, that's why they end up killing him because he was going around preaching. Uh, uh, Actually, I'm not sure of the entire philosophy, but I know that uh, his doctrine somehow included uh, having sex with all of the women that he was preaching to, and of course, those women uh, was Jews' wives. So eventually, that didn't work out for him. But other than that, I don't know if I've heard. There's Dr. York, of course. But these situations is these situations. And Queen on her, he said it ain't no way. Hey, listen, the American doctrine is trap music. Now look, you can look at perhaps you can look at the label executives because they have managed to get these women to take their clothes off on music videos. So maybe they got that kind of power. I don't know if they're telling them that. Well, yeah, they're saying that clothes, wearing clothes is going to inhibit the enjoyment of their music. When you get streams, you got to show the kicks. Jabbar said that's not a first. Some African Christian leaders get down like that. I mean, but I'm saying, but there has to be, like, if there's more than one person doing this, right, then that means that it's something that exists in the culture of the people that they're talking to that makes them susceptible to that. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is this? You said you just learned that a woman was arrested after shooting up Joel Osteen's church. Now, look, I just heard this. I don't know, but that was a trans woman. I don't. I don't. I haven't. I haven't looked into it. Listen, see, Queen knowing her. That's. I don't know if it's quite that. Listen, I don't know. I don't know about the young people, but look, I don't know if it's quite that easy. Queen knowing her. That's. You need to. I think you might need to back that bus up. But I'm saying, boy, I think one of your statements ain't come through because it said it comes from, and then it don't say that, then it says seriously. But that is, because look, even in Islam, right? Uh, you know, the Muslims, the African Muslims seem more, they ain't really got no politics mixed in with their religion. Like they more pious about it. So, just the observation that I made is that it appears from the outside looking in, like they get involved with these religions and then worship them harder than the people they got them from. They deleted your comment because you referred to the Mormon Bible. Yeah, I told you, man. Well, I said that comes from abuse of power and trust of the people, taking advantage of the ignorance of the people. So you agree with that? That it seems like Africans, particularly in Africa, get these religions and start worshiping them harder than the people they got them from. Because I don't think Reverend Human could have got the women of Mount Zion. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that story though, no, I didn't hear that story. So nobody came in from Atlanta today, huh? Shit, it's been said that Allah didn't eat during his time in Ramadan. I mean, I can't tell you the meals that he had. You know what I'm saying? But I find that a little bit far fetched. You said there's somebody on Instagram who goes by the name of Original Spider-Man Jesus. I built with him in sound, and he does have wild ideas, even though he knows what's when. See, I gotta start paying attention to who y'all giving the knowledge to. See, like back in the days, we used to have the saying, the nation is for everybody, but everybody's not for the nation. that's how it's gotta be it's gotta be he said I saw a recent video of him going in front of the Hebrew Israelites saying he was Jesus. They tore his ass up. I'm just glad he never said he was 5% in the video. He said, say what again? His name, Original Spider-Man Jesus. Yes. That's you know, unfortunately at this point, uh the cat is out the bag on this kind of stuff. The cat is out the bag. This is you can't unspill the milk now. You see, Original Spider-Man Jesus is out there, original Spider-Man Jesus is out there, and Aquaman, Saint John the Baptist is observing this and thinking that, those must be my people, man. They understand me. This is what happens. This is why look at is this is the double edge of that sword. These kind of internet things, the music, all of these different things. It exposes people to the knowledge, yeah. But it exposes some people to the knowledge. I mean, look, all I can tell you, you gotta keep your sword up. Keep your sword up, man. See, this is why you gotta go through the days of grief. You see what I'm saying? So that somebody don't just walk up and peace, God. See, especially if you at a rally or showing proof, so somebody might say peace, God. Oh yeah, peace. Next thing you know, you taking a picture, they putting it on their Instagram and their Facebook, and now people think, they can think different things. They can think, well, you must really be God, though, because they taking pictures of them, with them, they co-sign. Or they can think you crazy, too. So, being careful who you get knowledge to. I mean, look, the nation is for everybody, but everybody's not for the nation. I mean, God said, I'll be asking nowadays, you 5%. I mean, see, me, I'm mostly, like I'm saying that, if I see somebody where it's like, all right, greet your brother and whatever. But a lot of times, I keep it 100 with you. If I see somebody that I think is 5%, I watch them now. You know what I'm saying? I watch them because, I don't want them to do nothing crazy around me. Like the other day I was around, I seen some brothers. I seen a brother, right? And he's talking to this cat, and the cat starts yelling out, all this stuff. I mean, G was just like, look, like he's screaming out pro-black, anti-white shit. Where it's just like, even if I was on that, I'm right now I'm doing something else. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Yeah, how you see today's mathematics. Yeah, once you start going through that science right there, then you're gonna separate out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because see, and a lot of these people, like, see, who the original Spider-Man, whatever his name is, see, he might never even been exposed to the real thing. That's the thing you gotta realize now with the way the internet is, and the way everything happened in the 90s, people getting exposed to the music or through the music and everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they've never been exposed to the real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we discussed that a couple lives ago, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, before I came on here, there was a lot of people I thought was on here misrepresenting us, you know what I'm saying, on the internet. Uh, and, if that was kind of like your lifeline right there, then, so, at the end of the day, look, even the devil get a chance to clean himself up. So you can get the original man 2 or 3 times, and still be maintaining the principle. but you know, eventually, man, I got things to do. Jabbar said, I asked the question even when I'm on the dance floor, especially if you got the silver universal flag chain on. Oh man. Listen, right. You get the lessons on Amazon now and all this type of stuff. So yeah, you gotta examine. You gotta examine people, you know what I'm saying? Not even, as a judgment to them to say they're a good person or a bad person, but as a judgment to say, are they a good person or a bad person, for you to walk with. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, look, it's that's that's necessarily gonna happen. Because a lot of people ain't got their own magnetics, so their idea is they're gonna borrow some of yours. That's the main 2 things is the activity and the examining. By activity, I mean that when the gods, the earth, whatever, when they out there doing things, right? And then somebody comes, and it's like your name is Spider-Man, you know, even the people is gonna be like Spider-Man. I ain't never heard you guys talk about it. Are you sure you sure you with them? See, like, even though I know they have times where they wear regular attire, right? But if I walk down the block and I saw some dudes saying they was Hebrew Israelite and they wasn't yelling, they ain't have no bullhorn, they ain't have no chains and all this, then I would, you know, I would wonder like, yo, these dudes really Hebrew Israelites? Were they some new kind of Hebrew Israelites? See, that would throw me off because I'm familiar with how they do what they do. You understand what I'm saying? See, I'm not in a situation like in the 13th degree where I ain't never seen the real thing to be able to tell somebody whether this is a lie or not. No, I seen the real thing. So by the same token, right? You know, when people see the real thing, they see the God's building, they see how the God's move, and then they see this dude. You know, I don't know what he's doing. Like, calling himself Spider-Man. Like, you know, I don't know where everybody else is from, but in New York, right? If somebody said that to 85% would ask you, yeah, how do you see that, guy? What's the signs for Spider-Man? And not that they would ask you, like, what's the signs for that? I ain't never heard you talking like that, guy. So my young guy came to me with a 5% book off line that he paid for. He had been reading for a year before we met. It was all now cyber. I mean, listen, you know, you know, and look, that's the thing. You know, people do that. You know, my point being that everybody is not necessarily malicious, like they trying to do something, but yeah, they don't know. They get these books. You know, the same thing was happening with Dr. York's book. You know, where people would come up to me like, yeah, God, I got this book right here. God, you know, I brought it to you so you can help me break it down. You know, break that shit the fuck out of here. You know, people kind of came on a live stream. Yeah, you know, I got 120. So look, you know, when a person said he got 120 offline, right? The first thing we got to ask them is, do they have the red and white copy or the black and gold copy? Right? You know, sometimes they familiar, they understand. Sometimes they don't. So you know, you got to ask them. Okay, in the 1 to 10, does the second degree say skunk? Does the fifth degree say land and water? You know, if the answer to that is right, then okay, you got the wrong ones. But like I said, that's the reality. Y'all remember it was a brother, you know, and nobody approved of that shit. Was it? I can't remember. I don't want to miss say the name, but he was the first person that put 120 lessons online, and the idea was, you know, uh, this is the truth, and you know, everybody needs to hear this. Everybody needs to be exposed to it. You know what I'm saying? Yada yada yada. And it was like, yo, gee, you know, because like I said at the time, you know, lessons is not just floating around like that. I mean, this was probably about 95-ish, 96, something like that. And that was the first seed. Like from there, he put it on there, and there's always somebody like that. Like I saw a brother on Instagram, and he was basically feeding supreme mathematics to Chat GPT. And he was, he had put whatever prompts in, right? I guess that in his mind, he taught the Chat GPT supreme mathematics, and he asked it. He asked it today's mathematics, and it spit out some bullshit. He was happy with it, but there's always somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? That feels like, yo, we gotta put this in this realm over here. That they infatuated with. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that milk at this point, yeah, it can't be unspilled. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna, especially if we're not exercising the way. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, if we active in our communities, right? Then the people in our communities are gonna be like, "Nah, what you mean you just downloaded? Like, nah, I know 5%. You gotta be five. You gotta know one another. Like this is like WWF. You gotta be tagged in, bro. You don't just jump in the ring and shit. You disqualified. You know what I'm saying? So that level of activity where people are seeing it, but the activity gotta be different. You know what I'm saying? You probably would have to ask an older brother who was there when those statements was made. You see, when you hear like when they say, yeah, we supposed to teach on street corners and rooftops, those are the places we already was at. Like all the stuff that you see on that list, those is common places where you saw kids in New York City. So, you know, to me, that means teach where you at right there. You ain't got to build no church or no temple or no shit like that. Start manifesting signs right there. That's what it meant to me. Now, maybe at that time in the 60s, that was more of an instruction. You know, saying all that to say that, right now, I mean, most of the people here is not teenagers. So, you're not going to be in those same places. At least not in the same capacity. But conquering all these virtual worlds and all of that, we still gotta live right here. In order to get on all that, you still gotta plug this into electricity right there. Katie Robbins said AI, Chat GPT is a grafted mind and goes into the 140 on what is the real mental powers of the real devil. You gotta break that one down. Chat GPT knows the 140, you saying? But I don't know if I agree with this statement either, that AI and Chat GPT is a grafted mind. I don't know if mind uh, is an accurate description of uh, what AI and Chat GPT is. But you said the devil has tried to create an artificial intelligence, want to recreate man's intelligence. I mean, I understand a little bit, the concept of what you're saying. I'm just saying that it's really kind of a search engine uh, that understands syntax. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I'm speaking from the aspect of what intelligence in the mind is. You know what I'm saying? So they use the term there, artificial intelligence, and maybe one day it'll get there. But I'm saying that the actual mechanism of how it works, right, is not intelligence. But my big point in bringing that up though is just that it's always somebody doing that. I got my own idea about that. Is that some people want to be accepted in the rest of the world. Supreme Man and Jason Rosario TV came in. Because see, I'm not a part of those circles, right? But it's different places that you go, right? And something that you did that gives you a certain title or whatever, right? It holds weight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing, right? Like look, you walked into a high school in the 80s, right? And you was God, that held cachet, right? But if you work in corporate America, right, and then they have the little after work, I go to a little happy hour, and people start kicking it, and this person said, yeah, I was in the Boy Scouts and shit, right? And then this person over here say, yeah, I was in Sigma Phi Sigma, whatever, I don't know the names. This person over here, or yeah, now I'm in the AKAs, right? You know, I don't know if everybody feels proud, right? In that moment right there to say, yeah, I'm 5%. You can see the other people, they look at you like, whoa, ain't that a game? And so because of that, uh, they want to do things to kind of create an image, I guess, you know, uh, you know, kind of mainstream the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple of problems with that for me. You know what I'm saying? Number one, uh, you know, we kind of speak truth to power. You know what I'm saying? But how do you do that when you are the establishment? Once you mainstream, you become a part of the establishment. So that's my that's what I think it comes from with a lot of people, you know, like like for instance the idea with the feeding feeding the supreme mathematics to chat GPT is that, this is the world of the future. And, if we don't put ourselves into the future by putting our knowledge in chat GPT, then we'll be left behind. I'm cool with being left behind on that thing. See, like I said, man, wisdom, at times can be silence. It can be inaction. It can't be, nah, you know what? I'm good right here. I ain't getting on the boat. Some more money over there. Yeah, nah, I'm good. I got enough money right here. So one thing on AI is to do the knowledge on is Jeffrey Hinton, who they call the godfather of AI. His original theoretical work attempt was to build a neural network to recreate the brain to understand how man's mind and intelligence works. Okay, here's the issue. Uh, Intelligence is a characteristic of life. And there's no artificial way to make life. Like anything, this is the big thing with stem cells. There's you can have artificial insemination, but you got to start from life. So, I'm not discrediting your research. I understand what you're saying. But to really say mind and intelligence, right? There has to be some creative factor there. You know what I'm saying? And so, what it may be possible, at least with the technology they have right now, is they may be able to recreate some of the properties of the brain, right, in terms of retaining information and being able to recall it. You said, I agree with you 100%, hence why I said it was graphic. Okay, now look. Now, maybe I'm getting caught up in the semantics, but these words mean something. See, AI didn't start with the original man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say it's grafted, what was the original? And how did it, what and how was AI made? Hey, listen, Don Bishop, it's actually, look, it's a lot of people like that. Don, why do you think everybody that come in here that's over a certain age, I always ask them, all right, what happened the first time? Like, what happened? What happened the first time you got exposed? Why you didn't get the knowledge the first time? Because you're not from New York and you above a certain age and you didn't never hear about it. But there must have been a reason you didn't. You said you read something the other night that said the 5%. Ah, whew, that would be a first for me. Yeah, nah, but see, you said it was the devil who was developing it, and it can be just as destructive. It's not a matter if it could be destructive. It's just a matter of see that this is the angle you coming from, right? Is this you see if you can draw this up. See, technology, right, is supposed to be technology. So I'm just saying, once you draw the parallels there, right? I'm just saying that the devil being grafted in technology is not the same thing. The devil is grafted. Technology is something that he's using in order to tell lies, steal, and try to master the rich man. This Rash Fresco. I think I gotta listen to some Rash Fresco. What are these lines? Yeah, I mean, who knows where it's going? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, uh, you know, and I've heard people saying it. You know what I mean? Look, the internet is not going to help you save the world either. You said AI is a Frankenstein monster you cooking in the lab. I mean, I see what you're saying. I just don't, and maybe I'm sleeping on it. You know what I mean? But I don't, because I use the AI, I use ChatGPT, right? Not for what he's doing, right? But in my use of it, it just doesn't seem it doesn't seem that high powered to me. You said, to show and prove to you, I'll drop a research paper that the Google AI team wrote on the dangers it will spawn. Now, look, you said that it's the Google AI team wrote it. Now, you got to be careful, just in general. Now, and look, again, I could just be skeptic, right? Because look, it's new. So I'm not saying I know everything about it, right? But I'm just saying that you got to be aware of papers, right? Studies that come from the people that's being studied. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get this is a research paper right here that say that rat poison you can substitute it for sugar, right? But then the people that paid for the study make rat poison. You know what I'm saying? Then you're not saying it's not true, but you got to choose not. You know what I'm saying? So in some of the things, that's what they do. This a woman first told me that about diet medicine. That you ever be watching a commercial for diet medicine, right? Whatever pills or whatever, and they'll tell you, look, this is not for people that you just want to lose like a little 5 or 10 pounds. This is not for you. This might mess you up. This is for somebody, man, you want to lose hundreds. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, yeah, a lot of people ain't going to shoot like, nah, that's gonna make more people buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because now you've made it seem like this super high powered thing. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, a lot of that technology stuff is oversold, man. You said AI will spawn biological germ warfare. Yeah, you gotta break that one down for us. How would you said no technology will replace the wisdom of the woman? Well, they working on that. They trying to work on that. They trying to work on that, man. I'm not sure why. But that's something that's happened with technology, right? Is technology has come to the point where they trying to solve problems that we never had. Said Eric Schmidt, the former Google CEO, said this on Yahoo Business podcast about AI threats with biological warfare creation assistance. I mean, my question is just like, where would they get the germs? Like, how would they, like, you know, there would have to be some things entrusted to AI. Like it's supposed to be a couple of islands in the world where they got all the germs at. So like if you put AI in control of those islands somehow and it did something where the germs got out, feeding it medical research, okay. But even with feeding it medical research, I mean, I know a little bit about how computers work too. Not an expert at it, but there's definitely some stop signs that got to be passed. Because at this point right now, it has access to all the medical research that's before 2019 or whatever is up to the time that they programmed it. Because the original woman, Earth, is where the knowledge and wisdom first started. This is where the knowledge needs to be focused on to build a nation, not AI. I mean, listen, uh, you know, this at this point, you know, because not for nothing though, Queen Nora, right? A lot of this cyborg type of stuff, it started with women. To my knowledge, the birth control pill was the first medicine when nothing wasn't wrong with you. It was a medicine to just make you how you want to be. Like you know, if you get a bionic arm or some shit, like you bionic, you could go out and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? and not get pregnant. You know what I mean? But nothing wasn't wrong. Nothing wasn't wrong with them from the jump. You know what I'm saying? And then, on and on, these medical procedures, right? That nothing was wrong with you, but you're supposed to be better now somehow. So just saying that, uh, you know, things seem to have backfired. so, so you're saying that this is white women. Okay. Infinite, why are you infinite over here laughing? Don't laugh, man. You said Eve fucked up from the jump, listening to the serpent over Adam and God's Lord. Yeah, blaming women. You see, really, I'm gonna tell you though. See, if Adam had did what he was supposed to do, shit probably wouldn't have got fucked up. Like, see, he was supposed to put that ass out already. If you know the part in the Bible where God comes back, right? And he said, yo, why you ain't got no clothes on? Which was always a question to me, right? Because you being all knowing, how you ain't know this shit was going on, what you had to ask for when you came back. You understand that? But I'm just saying that when he came back, right, he would ask me, like, yo, where's Eve? She had to put out. Remember that? Yeah, I told her, yeah, she ain't listen, man. That's the same problem with the last one, man. Look, take a rib from this side this time. She would have been out. Now, see, if he would have did that, right, then God probably would have got on his forgiveness shit. He said, look, I'm talking to her and shit, man. Don't let me holler at her and shit. You know, we gotta be so we got. See, once he did what he did, now nah, nah, this is different, bro. This is different. But he could have saved the day, right, by maintaining that structure. See, like I was saying, see people that don't like structure. So see, all this suffering in the world, all of the suffering in the world could have been avoided if he decided to simp like that. So you said here go the white paper. Now look, hold on, let me look because yeah, they don't. I think I'm the only one that's allowed to put links in this. What's the name? I think I'm the only one that's allowed to put links in this. What's the name? So Queen Know Her said, "I ain't no Eve. I'm the Earth." You know. Now look, you know, Don Bishop is our resident Bible expert. You know, and you know the Bible is all. You know, we not you know we not creationists or whatever. You know, but you know in the Bible, you know the Earth is already created when Eve comes. I'm just saying when we speak in terms of the mother of civilization. Ah man, Samson is just horrible, man. Samson is pretty horrible there. Did you know that there was another story? There's some other books. There's something they call the Apocrypha, I think. And there's another story. There's another part to that story that's not in the Bible where they didn't get kicked straight out of the Garden of Eden. God gave them another chance. And I can't remember what it was that they wasn't supposed to do in this next part of the story, but Eve did it again. That was crazy when I found out about that one. Bell and the Dragon. What is the Bell and the Dragon? He had two wives before Eve. I know he had one. He had Lilith before Eve, but she was a renegade. Don Bishop said he got the Apocrypha. That's how you battle the Israelites. But yeah, I can't recall exactly when I found out about that, but that's yeah. But I knew he had Lilith. Oh, the Bell and the Dragon is a story in the Apocrypha too. All right, yeah. I guess I'm not that familiar with it, but I know a couple of the stories that's in it. You gotta you know what you gotta do? You gotta come, you gotta come into the live, right? And you gotta post the link in the back comments because the link that you posted doesn't show up. I'm the only one that's allowed to put links. He said, I'm just saying, let's not get these young men hating women more than society already got them doing. I mean, you know, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Uh, I don't know if it's one sided though. To say, let's not get these young men hating women. Let's not get these young men and women hating each other. But yeah, that is an issue right now. That's an issue right now. Uh, the sum of the parts is not equal to the whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, meaning, like, look, if I give you a whole Lamborghini right now, right? I give you a Lamborghini, but it's in parts. Like all the screws or everything, the wheels, the steering wheel, the engine, everything is in parts. So you can't even register that car because you can't get it past inspection. It's not the value of that is not the same as if I give you a fucking Ford Focus. See, Down Bishop, I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that last comment out. All right, yeah, because well, you know what you could do? Do this. Post a link, right? But put a space between the address and the .com and the .com part. And just put a space in there yourself and it'll come through because it's not gonna look like a link. That's just grimy right there, son. Now that's a low blow right there. Don Bishop said Lilith would be a Brooklyn chick. Eve is from Queens. That's a low blow. That's Listen, the Random Jewels channel, the views expressed by the commenters on the Random Jewels channel do not reflect the views of said channel. You said the second wife, Adam seen her being made and it grossed him out. That's why he was put to sleep when Eve was made. Interesting, interesting. Interesting, 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 interesting. But yeah, that's the the some of those parts, I don't know really what's going on. I can't call it. I don't know what happened, but between the younger people, the males and females, the men and women is very they're it's a war going on out there. There's a war going on out there. Queen Noah said these comments is a testament. I mean, but look, we just, my channel is, we used to be a Hotep channel, but I had to leave the Hotep community because of misconduct over there. But if we had more women on this channel, it wouldn't be as if they wouldn't have comments. But yeah, this is see, there's an expectation of negativity now. So I think it's like, just like if you got an expectation of positivity, right, then you might ignore certain negative aspects. You know what I'm saying? It's like an expectation of negativity. You know what I'm saying? Where you hear people talking about, people doing things, and it's like you never been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like you might hear a dude that he don't even got money like that, and he talking about how women take all your money. But you got women that's talking about, uh, you know, uh, dudes is gonna beat you up. They got the number one killer of black women or whatever, and you ain't never been in a fight with anybody. You got people talking about shit that happened. You got women that's 20 years old talking about, yeah, well, women in the 1800s. Women in the 1800s. You want to go back to the 1800s when women couldn't do this and do that. all of the history, the history of relationships just in general, that story is told in a negative way now. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, who was the last love story? Like Titanic? I'm talking about love story like Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even like even on TV uh who's that movie Martin was in? Deliver us from evil and all of this type of that's just I guess that sells, man. Who knows? Bro, where are you finding bros you gotta spar with, man? See, some of this stuff you said, it's many of us black women who do indeed see the black man as God and then caught up in white feminism. I mean, uh, yeah, thin line between love and hate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And the color purple and all of these stories where it's all negative and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now look, I knew some women that was born in the 1800s. My great grandmother, you know what I'm saying, and a couple other people that she knew, my sister's great grandmother, you know what I'm saying? And I never heard none of them complaining about the stuff that people were saying was horrible about their life. Like my great grandmother used to brag. That was like she didn't understand that. Like I mean, she understood people got bills and they pay their bills. But like in terms of feminism, you know, my great grandmother, that was something that she would say as a point of pride. That I never worked a day in my life. And it stood out to me because uh, she just said I was little, so I used to see her doing all type of shit. Like I seen her chopping wood. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I didn't understand like what you mean you don't work and shit. I see you work all the time. But what she meant is I never worked for the white men. Like I never had to leave right here as far as she concerned. Like see y'all looking at it like she was trapped in the jail. Now I never had to leave the lap of luxury right here. That's the way she saw it. You understand what I'm saying? But now in this day and time, you got, women in their 20s that's saying that, nah, that was torture. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you another thing, in these stories too, you know, uh, the dude is always somehow living the life of Riley. It's never. But I mean, see, we already got into the Bible. You know what? We're gonna cut this off soon because we're starting to get crazy. But see, one of the problems is that too much pimp pole culture came into the mainstream. And so, uh, just basic male female relationships, you know, uh, a lot of men approach it as pimps, trying to beat these hoes out of money. And a lot of women approach it like hoes trying to beat these tricks out of money. You know what I'm saying? And once you set that up, it's adversarial. You know what I'm saying? That's what, I just don't, it's like all of like the fortresses is built and I don't get it. So, well, see now look, I'm sure that Queen Noah her is about to take exception as you bringing up Kevin Samuels right now. In this particular topic, hey, listen, we've gone all the way black pill or something now, man. We didn't bring up Kevin Samuels. You know what's going left when Kevin Samuels has come up? Whoa. Every female you met from Medina had priors. Where do you go when you go to Medina? What is this? Now look, you see Katie Robbins, this conversation that you and Queen Know Her is having, right? Where she's saying she's representing the caliber of woman, right? And you saying that I know you civilized, I'm talking about these uncivilized savages, et cetera, right? Uh uh what's the actual numbers and shit? You know what I'm saying? Meaning like, we see certain things on TV or whatever, right? Or we see them, in our regular life, and then there's a certain amount of confirmation bias or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like just because 90% of the women on your Instagram feed is a certain way, right? Do that mean that 90% of the women on the planet is that way? You understand what I'm saying? And vice versa. Just because how many other cads that a woman chose in the past, right? 100% of the dudes she dealt with in the past must have been bad dudes, right? Because she's not with none, right? Do that mean that 100% of dudes is bad? You understand what I'm saying? It's I think that's getting distorted. So that's what I'm saying. You going into it like they all a certain way, and look, I ain't saying take it on face value, but I'm saying, are you even examining? You know what I'm saying? Or are you just going from the idea? So now you already got an idea of how she might be negative. She already got an idea of how you might be negative. And now in reality, what y'all have done is predicted that. Like at that point, you've predicted the negativity. You know what I'm saying? And you actually start doing things to bring it about. Katie Robinson is tough out there. But this is what I'm saying. Like, look, because look, here's the thing, right? You know, dudes is not meeting women in the same place no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I said, like, look, with Don Bishop, like we meeting these women, right? Because look, see, like back in the days, you meet girls at school or the church or your family know they family. And if you go into the bar, right, and you meet a woman that is dressed like a lady of the evening, right? I mean, like if you go commit a crime in front of somebody that's dressed like police, what do you think is going to happen? You gotta, sometimes we can shoot ourselves in the foot by not paying attention. You said, does God not move like he's civilized and with knowledge of self? Why she got to be in a head wrap for you to act like you got knowledge of yourself? Um, well, we don't have that particular law. Uh, you know, uh, but I mean, well, first of all, the first, just the whole premise of the statement, right? Nothing needs to happen for me to be God. First of all, it doesn't matter if you civilize or savage. Yes, what I'm saying. Uh, but you know, the earth is not just the earth because of how God acts. You know, each planet it got to wait. You know, like how far each planet is rotating away from the sun also has something to do with the planet. The impact that the planet have on the other planets and the stars and everything else in the universe has something to do with the size, the weight, the consistency, the constituency, et cetera, of the planet. You know what I mean? So meaning that to say, right, that uh you can't be acting like Mars and Jupiter and expecting to be treated like the Earth. I'm saying. You know what I mean? You said there's no such thing as a bad student, only a bad teacher. No, that's absolutely false. So Katie Robinson said, I met a peace sister. She came out of the church. I taught her mathematics and she accepted our coach of our God. And man, she was still beefing with me because I ain't want to. Yeah, but I mean, that's your fault. So, see, now look, I'm telling you, now look, and this is some recent. This is very recent. This was during another one of my episodes where I was looking at a little bit too much social media, right? And this was back when I was checking the What was that app? Clubhouse, right? And you know, they was talking about whatever topic they was talking about, and this girl, this woman came on and she dropped some signs pertaining to what you said right there. You know, she was speaking about something else, but she was just talking about in general, right? And she was like, yo, uh, you know, if you don't want to be my boyfriend, don't act like my boyfriend. Like don't do boyfriend shit. Like don't do all the shit that boyfriends and girlfriends do with me and then act like I'm crazy when I want you to be my boyfriend. So see, first of all, you said you met her on a dating app, right? So that might lead her to think that you interested in her on a romantic level. And then you saying you drew her up, right? You manifested such high signs to her that she changed her life. You know, I mean, look, there's some things that, you know, you gotta ask the person what you thought was gonna happen. What you thought what you thought was gonna happen. You can't you you know, listen, when I heard the woman put it like that, it's like the lights came on, like, oh shit, I never looked at it like that. So I don't know if you ever looked at it like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's that. You know, you learn something new every day. You said, did you hear who say God could be civilized and savage? I don't think I said anything like that. Yeah, see, now this is now you so this is what I'm saying about you got to look at the population of people you're talking about. So now, as a point of clarification, these Brooklyn women I met was all in the group home. I mean, just again, what you think was going to happen? Oh man, that is that. You know, listen, y'all brothers, look, man. You know, he said the group home. You should understand what women say and how they feel when they say, "Don't treat me like crap." Monday to Thursday, and then Friday try to get in bed. She mentally drained me with her straight voltage. I just didn't have the amorous feelings for her like that at the end of the week. Not after long 4 hour combos of drawing out nonsense. I mean, look, I'm just telling you, and look, we brothers. You know what I'm saying? But look, I gotta tell you, man, you brothers ain't south. you listen, 4 hour conversations. See, you know, we say, you know, the woman is, you know, wisdom and all of that. See, to them, that's a sign. that she's able to have these long conversations with you like this, that's a sign. It's not like with me and you, we just kicking it. Like that amount of time, we just watched the game, we was kicking it. It was, See, we do that. You know what I mean? We stand on the corner hours and hours just kicking it. And some people is, you see, women, they can't open up and just be talking to people like that. So I'm just saying that, as you're describing this, right? I mean, is like you gaslighting her or something? Like, what you fucking say? this is like you psyching her out or something. What the fuck? Oh man. This is why men and women just need to talk to each other. Considering things from the opposite sex perspective is pivotal in understanding to have real love within our community. So I don't try to do that though. Like some things I can understand, right? And you can explain it to me clearly. But see, I think that's one of the issues too. Let women be women, right? And I think women is a little more guilty of this. Stop trying to be in a man's head. You think different. Just like I was saying right here with this brother, like, yeah, see certain things that we do and that's regular, they not thinking like that. You said old girl had insecurities. Dude, that's the fucking definition of female. See, Katie Robbins, you seem like you deal with the studies. Did you know that there's studies that say that testosterone has some kind of anti-neurotic, like it calms you down or something. It somehow it positively affects your mental health. Did you ever read that study? So how do you understand someone if you don't have knowledge of what's in their heads? I mean, see, it's just that now you're dealing with a fine line because you're trying to understand them based on something that you can't really know without them. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, this is one of the things we talk about right now, right? Every dude is thinking that every woman got certain shit in her head. And now he's going to react to her based on, see, that's where it goes offline. That, okay, when you guess right what a person has in their head, then it works out. You know what I'm saying? But, when you're wrong, then you cause more conflict in the situation. Back in terms of what you were saying, in terms of the the communication, the people communicating about, what's in their head. But, when you approaching the situation to try to beat the other person, then no, you're not going to be telling them everything that's in your head. And if I'm approaching you, you know what I'm saying, as you a lady of the evening, and I'm trying to get you to go out and make money, right? And then I'm going to take it all. I can't tell you everything that I know. But when we dealing with more honest communication, you know what I'm saying? And, just the fact that, you know, uh, back in the day, people were together 40, 50 years. So you're going to get some understanding from that, but, trying to really be in people's heads, you know what I'm saying? Mm, you know, not in terms of as the opposite sex, you know what I mean? As, you know, if you're dealing with a person, y'all peoples. So just as, you know what I'm saying, my people's like, I know like, oh shit, you're not right there, you're probably over there, right? Because we peoples, but to try to understand the opposite sex, that's now you're going up deep end. So you're saying the approach is fucked up? I mean, yeah, that's it. That's and women do stuff like that. Like uh, you will have women that they want to know your exes because they feel like they're gonna know something about you through that. You know what I'm saying? And they try to all this other stuff over here, and it's like, yeah, nah, it's got nothing to do. Yeah, there is some impact in terms of like, yeah, I mean, if all of your friends is hustlers, you know what I'm saying? then you know, then birds of a feather. You said, why does it need to be a competition? Yes, the battle of the sexes. That's something that came from the mainstream society, and it's just ingrained in all the people now. You know what I'm saying? Because statistics is going to breed a certain amount of competition. And so, once you got these statistics, that is this discrepancy between these people, then I mean, you just set up a competition. Magnetic said, right. Yeah, they assume we think like them. Yeah. Who knows, man? But it's a good thing that the wordsmith wasn't here for this part of the conversation right here, because the wordsmith he's off the deep end. He's all the way off the deep end. But y'all managed to get me to stay on here, even though I said I was gonna be out. But fortunately, today I got my God degree, so I'm not gonna turn into a pumpkin. I got everything that I need. So it's not so bad. It's not so bad, but you know how we do. Everybody do the each one teach one. Hit the like button. We didn't get no new people, but we did welcome Queen Know Her to the channel again. You know what I'm saying? But if anybody new is out there, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the alert button so you can know when we come on. Of course, we will be back on tomorrow. We're going to try to make it on time. Today I was behind schedule. It was just one of those days. Who knows? But eventually we hit all the switches. So there's that part. So you said this is a different culture than the devil's culture. We could become more advanced in that society. I mean, unfortunately, you know, my idea of that is that the mainstream society had a plan that's got to run its course. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s, they called it the chandelier, something about chandelier, I think in Cadillacs, right? Where, uh, a certain amount of black people, they pretty much bought them off with good jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as they had, this material items and everything, you know what I'm saying? On a lot of different levels. Like now you got something from the establishment, you got something, like when you don't have nothing, then you ready for revolution. Let's fuck all this shit up. But now once you got some shit to protect, now you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? And so there was that. But then, in more recent times, I trace a lot of things back to the LA riots. You know what I'm saying? And kind of the last remnants, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had the assassinations, you had the people getting locked up, you had the drugs and different things that affected the people that was there in the 50s and 60s that was conducting all the activities for freedom, justice, and equality, right? But then you have people that grew up during that time and they still had that kind of mind. You know what I'm saying? And those are the people that they seen out there rioting. You know what I'm saying? And and this is just my own observation. Maybe y'all say, nah, God, your timing is off. But, after those riots, you seen the money I guess you could kind of say in the black community, but it wasn't necessarily on the streets, you know what I'm saying? But for instance, the difference between how much money Michael Jordan made in his career, right? Playing basketball, that is, versus the amount of money that LeBron James makes. Like that's when that switch over came. Like before those riots, you used to see rappers walking around. I just see them go to the corner store and shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all of a sudden this high class shit was formed, right? And then everybody started aspiring to that. You know what I'm saying? And for a certain amount of people it paid off. You know what I'm saying? But now we at that point of diminishing returns. You know what I'm saying? Where you know, this money that was kind of thrown out there, you know, was really just rope for people to hang themselves. You know what I'm saying? But what it did is it changed everything over. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, you know, if you listen to hip hop before 1993 or whatever, you're not going to hear a lot of people talking about, uh, you know, fashion that was made by white designers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he remember there's a record, yo, Calvin Klein, no friend of mine, don't want nobody name on my behind. Now, even though he said Lee and Adidas, but that was what the hood was wearing. That wasn't something, you know, that in terms of it being the style. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, you know, the well-dressed rapper up to that point was dressed, you know, with hood attire. You know, now you see dudes with, you know, tight suits on and all of that, high water pants. You know, and so I'm saying all that to say is that, you know, when people stop thinking that it's more gold over there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still at the point right now, right, where they can't answer the question yet, did they receive more gold? DC round. Knicks, baby. See, I don't know. Me and VC Brown, we Knicks fans like that. You know what I'm saying? So just saying that to say that, look, when you know, when people stop thinking, you know, that it's more gold for their labor in that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? You know, uh like right now, right? Who would you say is the, you know, like the, you know, who's like the top females that's out there right now? You know, now I don't know all of them. This statement probably sound fucked up, but I don't really be seeing no women that got talent. I mean, they got physical talent. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying as opposed to, you know, Cicely Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Who is great at her craft. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that, you know, you can't look good and be talented, but just saying when that's your number one talent for all of them. Like, look, 793rd, you still in the lot? 793rd. See, I don't know if the rest of y'all go back this far. The 793rd know what I'm talking about. All right, now 793rd. If it was today, February 19th, 2024, and the real Roxanne and Roxanne Shante came out today, which one do you think would be the legend? Listen, we can't say, right? Because the history happened the way it happened. my opinion is that if it was today, the real Roxanne would have became the legend. And Roxanne Shante would have, in the underground, she'd have been hitting, there would have been people saying she was dope, but she wouldn't have been the one that became legendary. What you said, it seems like as a lot of male rappers have been killed, the rise of the female rappers have come more in the forefront. We never looked at it like that. Interesting. So, I mean, that's what the industry is now. It's face value. So, to me, look, saying all I had to say, right? Queen on her is that, look, you gotta hit rock bottom. Like, people gotta hit rock bottom, right? Where their back is against the wall. Like, right now, we're back on the plantation. Where there's some cats here that would snitch on Harriet Tubman because they loving the life so much on the plantation. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you're thinking. It's already fucked up. How much lower does it have to go? Apparently, it's got to go low. When it hits rock bottom with it, this is it. Like, see, that's what happened in the 40s and the 50s. Where by the time it was coming to the 50s and 60s, the older brothers that I know, you know what I'm saying, that I spoke to about that, they was like, yo, it just came to the point where, like, they was like, everybody started learning martial arts and some type of fighting skills because we just got under the idea that, look, we're going to have to struggle with these motherfuckers physically. Before they, came with those strategies and things started moving, brothers was under the impression that we're going to have to get busy. Because that's how rough it got. You know what I'm saying? You said when the women ain't having no babies no more. I mean, not for nothing. And I'm a little bit old school, but I think we've already reached that point. Like you don't even see women with a lot of kids in the projects no more. So who knows? But once again, yeah, I see now. I gotta watch you. You try to keep me on longer than I'm supposed to be on here. But look, we out. Catch y'all tomorrow, 7:00. Hopefully, cause y'all didn't have me on all night now. Who knows? Who knows how to go down tomorrow? But it's been real. Catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.